FIFA louder than a speaker. Yeah, my niece is hanging with the Beatles. If you ever find a better keeper, 37 cameras for the sneakers. Going out like Arthur Benny Siegel.
Joined now by Chris Asaki, Creative Director of Forza Motorsport, to discuss everything that was shown at the event. Chris, welcome back to Forza Monthly. A pleasure to have you here again on the show. And what a day it's been for the Turn 10 team.
Thanks, Leah. It's always a pleasure to be with you, and I know I am as well as the team. We're blown away by everyone's response to Forza Motorsport. We're so incredibly proud of all the work that we've been doing, and it's just great to finally be able to share this video that demonstrates all the ambition and passion and effort that's been going into the game.
Talking of the team, can we talk about the team's approach to the car experience in Forza Motorsport?
Sure thing. Let's talk cars. As Gabe said in the video, we're going to have over 500 cars at launch, and over 100 of them are new to motorsport. And that's just a ton of new cars in the game.
Absolutely.
On top of that, every car has been reworked to pair with our new tech and our rendering engine. So things like the new shaders and the materials optimized for ray tracing, and a completely new sourcing method that Gabe talked about that allows us to replicate paints into an incredible detail that we haven't had before. And on top of that, some new damage modeling. You can see here, it's these high and low pressure points on the car body. It looks so realistic, and ultimately we end up with some of the most incredible looking cars. We also know that the community really wants to see more race cars, especially newer spec models. We've heard that feedback loud and clear. So this time around, we're going to be launching Forza Motorsport with more modern race cars than we've ever had in a motorsport game before. Yeah, what would cars be without these circuits? This, as Arthur had mentioned in the video, we're beginning shipping Forza Motorsport with 20 environments, including 5 all new to motorsport locations. You've already seen some of them, Hakone and Kailami. We've shown some of the Forza fan favorites like Maple Valley. We talked a little bit about Laguna Seca. We spent a lot of time thinking about the racing and the gameplay we wanted in this new motorsport. And each track has been either chosen or designed for different types of great racing action. So Hakone, for example, it's our new GP circuit in Japan. It has been designed from the ground up for great high-speed racing action without a lot of real technical bits. So you get a lot of great drafting and passing opportunities here, and some really nice trail braking and some mid-corner throttle management stuff. I just really enjoy the flowiness of the track all up there. So, and it's got multiple layouts, so it's just as sweet for our touring cars as it is for our GTs and beyond. So just really awesome stuff here. Kailami, on the other hand, it's got it all. It's got a high-speed front stretch, high-speed sweepers. Okay, taking a look here. This is awesome. A few technical challenges, big elevation changes, hairpins, incredible views. What more could you want from a track, right? So when we looked at this, we wanted a track that supported really fun challenges, interesting passing opportunities, while having a really good amount of elbow room for that tight racing. You can see here. That's awesome. So it's my new favorite track. So sorry, Laguna Seca, you're taking the backseat on this one. I've just enjoyed this one so much in multiplayer and our career. Just super excited about bringing this one to everyone. And lastly, I just want to make a note about our physics improvements as we're talking about Kailami. But I think Kailami is such a great proof point for all of the tire model and suspension improvements we've made. Like the curbs, I know I talk about curbs a lot, but they're just so approachable here, and they unsettle the car in just the right way, super authentic, and they don't send you into the shadow realm. I think that's a really big deal. So you pair all of this laser scanning to get this incredible sub-millimeter detail on all the track surfaces and the curbs, and you pair that with all of this physics improvements we've made, and man, they come together to just make a great drive.
Yeah, they come together to make a top place steal-in track in Chris's heart. I mean, sounds like Kailami has everything you could ever want for a racetrack, so I can see why it's taken that top spot for now. But you did mention Laguna Seca, so that is another favorite of yours, of course. And it will also be Forza Motorsport, so... Yeah,
it's corkscrew. It's just a fantastic track. You've all seen how amazing the track and the corkscrew looks in all this footage and how faithfully we are finally bringing Laguna to you. But I wanted to talk a little bit about something that may be even cooler. So the track team, when I was there, the track team walked me around one of the parking lots that you can walk around today, stopped me in the middle of it and just kind of pointed around, and we walked around and said, hey, look, this is actually where the track used to be. Like, the track used to drive through this area.
Wow.
And this was before they added the Andretti hairpin that we all know and love, and it makes the track kind of look like a monster with a mouth open, that whole mouth open part, it just didn't exist back in the 60s. And you can't race it anymore in real life, right? It just doesn't exist. But you can in our game. So we've added this historic layout, and it's pretty cool. It's like rediscovering your favorite track again. So Forza has always been awesome for those what-if scenarios, and just imagine what you can do with like early race cars and the historic layout, and you can relive the modern historics in our game. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. You are able to honor the legacy and the history of all of these tracks in the game itself, which is incredible. And Forza Motorsport itself is a long-running franchise with so much legacy. And that means that each game, there is plenty of innovation. So, speaking of innovation, what can you tell us about building this all-new Forza Motorsport from the ground up?
From the ground up. Yeah, the team has been saying I need to have a T-shirt of that.
Absolutely.
From the start, we had clear goals around what we wanted this game to be, what this new player experience was going to be like. And it led us down so many different paths of having to completely rebuild the game in different areas. And a great example, our Forza Tech engine has just made some incredible leaps into how the game supports things like ray tracing at 4K 60, tons of optimization changes, advancements to really make that happen. And that's not it. Like we have some other cutting edge features like ray tracing global illumination, RTGI. You saw some of that in the video. It's incredible. And all of this new environment work, it just shows up as stunning visuals. But then you add the new dynamics like time of day that we're supporting, fully dynamic time of day, weather, track temperatures, pressure being modeled, rubbering in on the track surfaces, drying lines. These are all like really core gameplay experiences that are also visual experiences. So you put that all together and you just have just this incredible tool set to experience the tracks like never before and have just unending different tracked experiences, right? So you can even do things like, hey, you want to experience a 24-hour endurance race, a 24-hour day-night cycle in 24 minutes? Sure thing. Do your short endurance race. We can do that now. We support all of that. And of course, physics. So you've heard me talk about this before. Tire model. It's the core gameplay. It's the rubber meets the road. Completely rebuilt. We used to have that single point of contact at 60 hertz. Now we have 8 points of contact per tire at 360. Just a huge leap in our tire model fidelity. You can feel it. It's the core of the gameplay experience now. It's awesome. On top of that, the different racing tire compounds, you've probably seen soft, medium, and hard and things like F1. We support all of that now. Completely rebuilt suspension modeling, weight modeling now that includes the fuel and also supports ballast adjustments that we hadn't had before. This is awesome. Completely redone braking. So pretty much everything that affects our vehicle dynamics have been completely rebuilt. Awesome. So we've made some of these big breakthroughs here, and the team isn't done. That's I think what's incredible. There's so much to do. We've always had great physics and that great Forza feel. But now there's just a ton more depth to the driving, while also making it much easier for our newer drivers to have fun, be successful, and find and push past their limits. So I think Gabe in the video talks about it as like, it's just more rewarding to drive. And I agree. It just, driving in the game makes me smile. That's awesome. And lastly, I wanted to touch on something that you saw in the video, but we haven't really specifically talked to it. Massive improvements, completely rebuilt AI. It is as fast as our fastest drivers now without any boosts or cheats or hacks. And you're going to hear a lot more details about that later.
Very interesting.